So the expectation, when it comes to your care, your journey, is that it's not linear, that it really can be up and down. It can be back and forth. It's not overnight. You don't see healing overnight. So I always ask for people to be patient, whether it's with medication to start with to get you immediately feeling better until you finally get that desire, that motivation to add the next right step in your journey of your healing process, whether it would be, lab work to look at micronutrient deficiency, or, you work with a health coach to really gain that accountability to help you on that journey to build a better lifestyle. And so that doesn't happen overnight. And so this is really a relationship that we build upon together, with ebbs and flows. I wish I could say that people are walk out of here in a year or whatever, 100% healed. I think there's a lot of things in life that affect us that we're always carrying with us, but it's just a matter of, are we carrying it better than we did before? So what I could say is that, a part of your initial evaluation is a very detailed history, whether it's environmental history, physical history, childhood history, family history, so genetics in there, of course, but then also environmental. Part of the journey sometimes is testing for those things, right? Whether it's heavy metals testing or mold testing, gut testing, so much. There's this cutting edge research on the brain-gut connection and the vagus nerve. And so really, I don't know those things until I get to know you. So I always ask lots of questions, depending on what we discover and then where you're at is the trajectory we go down. But then sometimes we, after some time, we may come back to other things and revisit them or explore them. So it just depends on where you're at in your journey and if you're finding relief or not and how you're healing. So it's so much more complex than just throwing a prescription at things. So a lot of times by the time I see people, I get a lot of referrals from therapists and counselors in the area, but also from family members. So I see lots of families together, which is really, I'm honored by that. But a lot of times by the time I see people, they really do need a prescription. And so as much as I wanted to do this job fully, I wanted to have my practice fully without using medication. I just don't think it's possible because I think that's why I call this integrative health, because sometimes we do need a prescription because we're in such a deep, dark place or we're at this level of not functioning well. And to me, I always say this to people is that we use medication depending on your level of function. And so if you need to function better in your life and we need that, dare I say immediate relief. It isn't immediate, but it's what we have until we start to build on your plan and I can understand your current journey better. We utilize medication because I can get you to a safe place, to a better functioning place quicker, and then we come back around to all these other things. And so medication has its place. It isn't for everyone, for sure. That's a whole nother conversation, but it can be for a lot of people. Medication also isn't meant to be forever. My opinion, meds are not forever. Rarely do I see medication need to be used forever. So I always premise it with that too, because that's number one question for a lot of people. Oh my gosh, am I going to have to be on this medication forever? And usually I say no. So it just depends on how much work we do, so that we can get you off the medication as soon as possible. It just depends on the journey.